So good morning, everybody. It is so wonderful to welcome you all to our weekly session on Thrive. Today, we've got a very special guest. I will be muting all the lines in a bit, but our very, very special guest is one of South Africa's country founders and our team leader, who we are exceptionally proud of, Darlene Steyn. I've known Darlene her whole life. And I want to tell you that she is beautiful inside and out. She was the one that introduced me to this incredible gift of doTERRA. And without further ado, I'm going to hand over to Darlene to share today about an amazing topic, a relevant topic, a topic that literally can be life-changing. So over to you, Darlene. We're looking so forward to hearing from you today.
Thank you, Mel. Welcome, everybody. It's great to be here. Really is a lot of pressure, Mel, telling you all about specialists. So luckily, I have my Copaiba. No. My Copaiba I had this morning, so I have my frankincense close at hand. Right, so Mel, everything is fine. You can hear me. You can see the screen. Can I continue?
Yes, please do.
Okay, good. So today we're going to be discussing Copaiba and a little bit of CBD, but our main focus is going to be Copaiba. The first thing that I would like to tell you is that I really am not a specialist. I am just a normal mom staying in a small little town called Bloemhof, and I just love the oils. I love what the oils has done in my family, and I love changing people's lives. So what you're going to be hearing today is merely my interpretation of doTERRA literature and doTERRA science. Dr. Hill and Emily Wright has been a great inspiration, and as well as articles by Dr. Axe, which I've been studying for many years now. So if you need more science and a more scientific approach, feel free to contact me later on to get the references, as well as download the doTERRA Science Handbook. First of all, I love doTERRA because of the humanitarian work that we do. Everywhere, every single drop that we use changes lives. So this is the Amazon, and Copaiba trees are sourced in Brazil. We use 4 different species of the Copaiba tree to put in one bottle. So what we do is we harness the best and the most potent Copaiba species to get the maximum potency of the essential oil. It's not a very, very easy process to harvest these oils. So as you can see, they travel with a little boat. There's more than 70 different species of Copaiba trees that has been identified in the south and central areas of America. And yeah, they naturally produce Copaiba resin, the Copaiba tree. So a Copaiba harvester is much more than just a harvester. He's actually an artist. After careful evaluation, the tree canopy and the branches and the arrangement of the branches, the Copaiba harvests the oil. And usually this gets passed on by generations. It's not something that you can just start doing. So it's families that own around about 100 trees in the Amazon, and they look after those specific trees. So what they do is they put a hole into the trunk, and then they get the resin. So this took about an hour and a half to get this amount of resin out of the tree. So what we'll be doing today is also speaking about potency, purity, price, and the pathways. So this will give you better understanding of the price. So only 50% of this will be in the bottle after harvesting this. And what we'll be looking at today is how Copaiba influences the endocrine system and the immune capabilities. So one of the main differences is we have control of what we take in this bottle. It's absolutely regulated, and to get the most powerful and focused benefits of the single constituents of these. So many of you had biology at school, and we all learned about the different systems. You get the skeletal system, the respiratory system, muscular system, cardiovascular system, digestive system, nervous system, and something we don't really hear about is the endocannabinoid system. So the endocannabinoid system is very important in maintaining homeostasis of your body, keeping everything in this perfect balance. And you'll see, if you know the oils and already use the oils, that balance is everything. And if one of your systems is not functioning very well, then it might trigger something else. So that's why another reason we love doTERRA, we don't just sell oils. We focus on maintaining a healthy lifestyle and a good quality of sleep, because we need that homeostasis and to keep the hormones in balance. So this system compiles of receptors, enzymes, and molecules. But before I continue, I promise you guys, before yesterday, I couldn't even pronounce many of these words. But the literature is so accessible, and there's so many video clips that I've listened numerous times, and I kind of understand it. But now, preparing for this class, I could actually take them apart and put the puzzle back together as I prepared this presentation. And that's the nice thing about the oils. You don't have to be a specialist. You teach by learning. So the wonderful thing is everything is available to all of us. You just need to sit and to decide, now is the time for me to take this thing apart, because it is important to me. So the receptors, there's two different kinds of receptors. You get Cb1 receptors and you get Cb2 receptors. So the endocannabinoid system is actually the way that your body communicates. It's a biochemical communication system in the body that plays an important role in many physiological systems, and it's involved in maintaining our health. Cb1 is focused on neurological receptors and Cb2 on the immune system, but we'll get into that a little later. So endocannabinoids occur naturally in the body. All of us, you are born with it. You have it in your body, and then also you have the enzymes. Okay, right. So as I said, Cb1 receptors mainly focus on the brain and the central nervous systems, as well as Cb2 receptors focusing on the immune system. Different enzymes are functional in your body. Some destroy the endocannabinoids and some create the endocannabinoids. So you get three different kinds of endocannabinoids. The first one is that you find naturally in your body and it is produced. And then you get the phytocannabinoids produced by plants, different plants, not only Copaiba, also oils like lavender, have melissa, black pepper, but the quantity of those phytocannabinoids are much more in Copaiba. And then obviously you get synthetic cannabinoids, which are produced in a lab. So we are going to take this apart, not going too deep into science, but if you don't understand this, then you'll never really understand the difference between CBD oil and Copaiba oil. So a cannabinoid is something that has the ability to influence Cb1 or Cb2 receptors. So it has the ability to communicate, to influence the way in which your body functions. Then β-caryophyllene is a natural constituent in many essential oils, especially, as I said, clove oil, melissa oil, rosemary, cannabis, and you know the taste of black pepper, that's caused by caryophyllene. But as I also said, it's considered a cannabinoid, and Copaiba has very high levels of β-caryophyllene. So Copaiba essential oil contains large amounts. It's a molecule that interacts with the cannabinoid receptors in your skin. And β-caryophyllene is also a potent anti-inflammatory agent. There's a very nice video clip available on the internet that you can download. I took screenshots from it. And you'll see that the molecule binds to the different cell membranes. It then does not really intrude the cell, but it activates processes in the cell, and it tells the DNA and the genes in the molecule, should it be upregulated or downregulated. So a nice kind of way to think about it is, if you see rain in the morning when you get dressed on your window, the rain does not penetrate your home. Similar to the β-caryophyllene, it doesn't penetrate your house, but it has an effect on what's happening in your house. It communicates to you, take an umbrella today, don't wear shorts today, put on warmer clothes today. So that's a very good way in understanding that. Okay, so now that we discussed Copaiba, we can look at the differences between CBD and Copaiba. If there's someone on the class that's not aware of it, it is a very hot topic and it's been for quite some time. CBD oil is derived from the marijuana, or dacha, as we know it in South Africa. It's actually not the same. It has similar functions, but it's actually not the same. And there is a space for every one of them. It's not, I'm not here to discredit CBD today in any way. I'm here to tell you what the benefits of Copaiba are and how safe and affordable Copaiba is, looking at it relevant to CBD oil. So CBD is an extract from plants, and it's combined with a fatty oil. That's not the same as an essential oil. Copaiba is a steam distilled resin from the tree. So that's essential oil with volatile compounds. So the BC targets, the β-caryophyllene, targets different systems in your body. So this is why I've been taking this now, I think for about 6 months, each and every day. I stopped for 2 weeks, and let me tell you, I knew after 2 weeks, I decided I can't go without it anymore. It regulates your cellular health, inflammatory responses, healthy organ function, body comfort, memory function, lipid regulation, cellular and antioxidant defenses, cellular longevity, and virtually all body functions. So listen, you can't go without this. Each and every one of us, you need this. We all know about toxic load and the environmental effects of everything we take in every day. So we've been created wonderfully. We've been made perfectly. But due to some of the things that our bodies mine have been exposed to for 44 years, I need to support my body as well as I can to have longevity. And obviously, younger cells gives you younger brain function, younger body, younger everything. So yeah, that's the nice thing. So CBD has some limitations. If you look at this graph, you'll see the Cb2 and Cb1 receptors, and then the molecular structure of the CBD, as well as the THC. And THC is one thing that we'll be discussing a little later. So CBD oil contains cannabis oil contains CBD and THC. So CBD presents in low quantities, very different. You all know about labeling law. There's no regulation that confirms and stipulates the amount of, or regulates the amount of CBD that you buy and purchase. So whatever the label says, you can just kind of believe it and hope that it's true. And it does not react directly to the receptors. THC, unfortunately, stimulates a psychoactive effect. So that's the thing that we all worry about, not being yourself, taking an oil and it changes you. It changes your perception of things. It changes your personality. It's not very healthy. Where if we look at the β-caryophyllene, that difficult word that I've been trying this whole morning, there's no Cb1 interaction. So if you look at the advantages of Copaiba, you'll see, first of all, it has a direct action. A direct action with the binding receptors that it rapidly changes cellular function. Then also the price, it's much more affordable. we'll look into that a little bit further later on, but you'll see that the purity as well. So 69% of CBD products are mislabeled. That was a study done in 2017, and then in 2020, at least it was better, 49%. But still, taking a mislabeled oil is really not good for your health. If you look at further advantages of Copaiba, there's no there's no tests that have ever been done in any lab without any traces of THC. So that's not regulated. CBD oil, it's just not regulated. So they can tell you that there's no CBD, there's no THC in, but still there will be some elements of that in. And then the dose. CBD, you have to take around about 600 to 1,000 milligrams daily to get the appropriate effect or the wanted effect. That is 1,200 to 1,600 Rand per day. So you can take less, but then the effect, unfortunately, is not going to be what you're looking for. The equivalent of that to get from Copaiba is only 2 drops. 2 drops of Copaiba is the equivalent of 600 to 1,000 milligrams of a daily dose of CBD oil. Okay, so you can use it in 3 different ways, as most of you know. You can use it internally. You can swish a few drops of the Copaiba and prep peppermint to freshen your breath. You can place a few drops directly under your tongue. Or as we do, I have a small little shot glass next to my bed, and every night before we go to sleep, I add Copaiba and turmeric. Then also topically, if you mix it with different parts of fractionated coconut oil, it restores stressed skin. And you can use it directly in the area where you have concern. It will directly, start working there. You can use it in your moisturizer to keep a clear-looking face and a fresh skin. And then obviously the aromatic benefits. 3 drops of Copaiba, maybe combined with something like Serenity, will contribute greatly to a restful sleep. Let's just discuss a few different things. 4 P's. That's important when you think about this. Don't focus on what you have in CBD oil or cannabis oil. Focus on what we have in Copaiba. We have a purity product that's tested and regulated. We have potency. We have a good price, and we have something that is working on the right pathway. So as I also said, there's different oils that have CBD receptors in, but the most potent is Copaiba, and it's also a driving oil or an activating oil. So if you use that oil combined with another oil, you will increase the effect of that oil. So that's also very nice. And then in short, communities in the rural Amazon, there's around about 3,000 people that we help with creating Copaiba oil. That's from the Amazon. So that is absolutely fantastic. That was a very short presentation. I can leave time for more questions, but I actually think there's a few slides that I skipped. Let me just check this quickly. We did this one, we explained this, and we did this. Yeah, so that was the whole presentation. So I'm open for questions. First of all, I just want to explain to you that all of us have an endocannabinoid system. So it differs, it varies. It's not the same, all depending on your age and your health, etc. So the more CBD you put in, or the more cannabinoids you put in, that changes the amount. So even more difficult with an oil like CBD that's not regulated. You don't know, has that oil been derived from the leaves, from the stem? Is it a mixture? Is it diluted? Is it different components of the oil? So you have no idea of regulating that. it's like just shooting in the dark. So it's actually very dangerous. Just a few differences as well. Copaiba has complete plant chemistry, and then it's a reasonable dosing. It is important to use it consistently. You can't like use it today. Well, you will have an effect, especially if you use it with something like lavender. It will activate the lavender if you layer it. If you layer, especially you can even layer frankincense, copaiba, and lavender, or something like wintergreen to get a even better effect. But it does take time to, specifically for pain and for something like arthritis. You won't necessarily experience the benefit immediately. It will take a few days or maybe a few weeks for that to get a great result. And then, the most important thing, it has no psychoactive cannabinoids. So your mental clarity will even be better than ever. There will be no hallucinations or nothing funny about that. So yeah, that is that. Mel, we can open the class for questions.
Dankie Daleen.